Alright, complete April graphic novel haul. I don't know why I thought I had to say something before April. Everything complete. Now again, the first two books, technically I ordered them in May, but I'm kind of I got them as April books because I bought them in May, but the ones I bought in April, some of them came after the fact. It's like, man, still count as April books. And that is The Cull, written by Clay Thompson, with artwork done by Matteo J. Lewis. And here is the artwork. I'm going to try and refrain from repeating things I said in part 2. No, that's not a good idea. So this one, I'm not going to go over the story in every single book, but this one seemed pretty interesting, and that is, basically, if you've seen Super 8, it's very similar to that movie, where five friends go out wanting to film a movie, and then something happens, and then it goes from there. Seemed very interesting. I do like Kelly Thompson's writing. I actually liked her West Coast Avengers book, which no one seems to like, so if I like that one, I think I'll like everything else she's done. Especially her career-owned work. Now this next one is The Vault, written by Sam Sarkar, with artwork done by Gary Gaston. And here is the artwork. Very cool artwork, but it's not always like that. You have more, pages, a lot of pages like this. And one of the 3 Mark Guggenheim books, he's only done 3 books for Image Comics. First one out being Torrent, but the artist here is Justin Greenwood. And colored by Rico Renzi. Here is the artwork for Torrent. Now both this and the next book are superhero comics, so he's definitely well versed in the superhero genre. I want to look up if the third one is also done by. Nope, third one is not superhero. So the 2 other 3 he's done are superhero comics. Definitely is his preferred. This is Halcyon. So along with Torrent, this also collects 5 issues. I don't know if I said that, but with Torrent. Oh, and The Vault is 1 through 3 of Vault. So here's the artwork for Torrent. Again, collecting 1 through... Sorry. Here's the artwork for Halcyon. Again, collecting 1 through 5, much like Torrent. Now, this one is written by Mark Guggenheim and Tara Butters. And Ryan Bodenheim is the artist. And the color artist is Mark Engelhardt. And... Oh, okay, I didn't go over that. I was about to go over the letterer. We don't go over the letterer. Too Dead to Die is written by Mark Guggenheim, but illustrated by Howard Chaykin, with colors done by Dave Johnson, who seems to color a lot of books that... Sorry, no, cover is Dave Johnson, colorist is Yen Nitro. And here is the artwork. It's the cover page, technically, or the opening credits, as you could say, or opening title. Seems to be very interesting. This is definitely one I feel like I'll like the most out of all the 3. Definitely seems the most. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like superhero comics, but there's a lot of those. Yeah, there's a lot of crime and mystery comics too, but I seem to never get sick of crime comics. For a long time there, a lot of what I was collecting was crime comics. Iron Saint, written by Jason Rubin, with artwork done by Francis Manapul and Joel Gomez. Francis Manapul you will know as being the artist for The Flash by Brian Buccellato. It's kind of funny, people think that this is 0 through 4 of Iron Saint, by the way. Called the Iron Maiden, though. It was then, in the trade came out, it was Iron Saint. Now this and Halcyon, the cover here is different than the cover that's shown on Amazon. And I almost wonder, because I got them from third-party sellers, that that was the first printing. I got the first printing. Amazon will give you the second printing. That has new cover. 0 through 4 of the Iron Saint. Again, really funny they said this is Escape from New York and Beauty and the Beast. Like, that's two very different, wildly different plots, and at the very least, the way the movie feels, like the tone. Now, I'm not technically, I haven't seen credit was credit where credit is due, I have not seen Escape from New York, but I should definitely get on that. But I'm just thinking, I think it's different than Beauty and the Beast, like wildly different. Yeah, Iron Saint 054 of the Iron Maiden. Oh, and an artwork. I think I already showed it, but just in case, I'll show it again. And we have Stoneheart written and drawn, and everything done by Emmett Hubert. This was the whole reason why I had to sacrifice and get some of them, some more books used very good, because I want to get this book along with them. It's one of those books I want to. It's just one of those books I wanted to get earlier than my birthday. And I was kind of good that I did that. Come my birthday, I'll tell you the whole story of why, like, technically made less books than I thought I would. Well, so far, at least. But you know, I'll say here. Basically, unless it's one of those things. Unless they ask me, I can't reach out to anybody else outside the family. Like, yeah, sure, my sister and her boyfriend, sure, I can give them a link. And so far, so long as it's within their budget, they'll get it for me. But anyone outside the family kind of have to wait till they reach out to me. Which is kind of weird, but whatever. No, it wasn't like I was counting on any of the books that they were giving me. This is the artwork. This is the artwork for the Hchom book, written and drawn by Marion Churchland. Yeah, it was in color too. Yeah, it wasn't like it was anything, but I was able to move shit around, so we're all good. It's not a big deal. So yeah, this is one again. As you can tell, is not my kind of book. Definitely giving off Relish vibes. And Relish is a book I did not like at all because of the format of the book. This is probably going to be one of those books that I only read once. The only reason why I bought it to begin with was because it was the last Marion Churchland book I needed. You'll see the other 2-3 books I got from her, and that she wrote. But this one, I got a third-party seller too. So I was like, you know, what the hell. And yes, I do wish that was the one, if anything, the other one you'll see soon here, that I had gotten, you'll see what I mean in a second here, that had the broken binding, not the other one that I got that had broken binding. You'll see what I mean in a second here. It's the Couriers. I don't know why I'm being so, like, not elusive, yeah. The Beast, written and drawn by Marion Churchland, and also colored, I imagine. This is an OGN, and then here's the artwork for Beast. This one seemed very interesting. It was a sculptress, and she's doing a sculpture, and I think, like, it comes to life or something like that. It was something very strange, or she's doing for a shadowy figure. That's what it was. She's sculpting a sculpture of, like, a shadowy figure, and it's, like, very mysterious. Seemed very up my alley. Fantastical mystery. That is, again, right up my alley. And this one I have read before, but it's been a while, so I don't exactly remember. I don't remember exactly how I liked it. In fact, I had to go back to it when I was thinking of getting it. I think it was last month or the month before. Or at least I had it on my birthday list, on my birthday wish list. And I had to go back to that video that I reviewed it to make sure I didn't say I absolutely hated it. Because I don't remember anything. And what's kind of funny is that when I reviewed it, I had said, this book is very confusing, and I kind of a bit forgettable. But I still remember liking it enough, so I got it here. This one's written by Claire Gibson. Cover and story is done by Marion Churchland. And so there you go. So story and scripts, Claire Gibson. Covers and story, Marion Churchland. Art and colors, Sloan Leone. With backup art done by Brennan Graham. Again, I'll show the artwork for this book. This one was one of the ones that I had to kind of like bend a little bit to get it out. Like this is the bag, and this is it had so much tape on it, and this is the book. Kind of like I can do like this, and then go boom. So I wonder if all these little itty bitty blemishes that don't even matter are from the book itself, or the way that a book was shipped, or the way I opened it. But again, of all the books I got, this is like I wouldn't mind that blemish in the other book that you'll soon see here for the Taurus. No, not Taurus, Couriers. This one is Arclight, written by Brennan Graham, artwork done by Marion Churchland, and this one I remember really liking. It was very fast paced. Each issue took me like very, very little time to read. It was a very interesting story. It was my kind of book. I definitely came out of this one with very high praise. but it's the artwork for Arclight. I'm not the biggest fan of Brandon Graham because I only read one other book by him, and it was technically it was Prophet, but that was a long time ago. I didn't remember liking that one. But King City was one I read by him. I didn't even finish that book. I didn't really like it at all. Very juvenile. The Rattler, written by Jason McNamara with artwork done by Greg Hinkle. And here's the artwork for the Rattler. This one, I believe, again, is an OGN. Unlike the Vault, which is 1 through 3. Yep, looks like it was just... It's an OGN. Okay, so OGN for the Rattler. Mara, written by Brian Wood. Artwork done by Maine Doyle. And colors done by Jordy Belair. And here's the artwork for Mara. Then we have A Tourist by Brian Wood. Artwork done by Tony Cypress. And no colors because this one... Actually, the last three are all black and white artwork. And all written by Brian Wood. Then we have Channel Zero, the technically an Image comic, even though it's from Dark Horse, because the original 5 issues were done by Image. Yeah, sure, Jenny 1 is done by 8's Planet Lar, but I still count... The majority is Image comics, so I still count this as an Image comic. And here's your artwork for Channel Zero. This is another one I read before, and I had it and I bought myself, because it was the last Brian Wood book I needed. I don't remember liking it that much. Sorry. I didn't like it that much. I read it like 2 weeks ago, so I shouldn't, like, actually it was a month ago. So I, like, to say, sorry. You know, you get the point. But Channel Zero, Brian Wood, Becky Cloonan is the artwork. What I was trying to say, from what I remember, it sounded like stupid, but it's only a month ago I read the book. And then, last and kind of least, is The Couriers, written by Brian Wood, with artwork done by Rob G. and Brett Weldell. Now, I was very excited when I got this book, when I ordered this book. There's a last Brian Wood book I needed, along the others I ordered, obviously. But this was the one that I was, like, waiting forever to get, because Channel Zero was so damn confusing, and I was like, okay, is this one by different publishers, or does this one even collect everything? And I was not too keen on getting the Dark Horse printing of Channel Zero, so I decided way back when, it was like almost 2 years ago, I want to say, I decided not to get, it was at least in 2023, so a year ago, I decided not to get the Brian Wood books then, and just to hold off on them. But recently, I was like, you know what, let's get it for my birthday, bite the bullet, get a Dark Horse printing of Channel Zero. So I was so happy to get this book. Now, there is a blemish on this book that is inexcusable. And I'm hoping, so I did order a second copy. Because this is the third-party seller, and it's the only book they had left in stock, I decided to hell with it, we'll just lose $11 and get another copy for $12, so only $1 more, and hope and pray that it's just this printing, or just this book that I have, just this book that has blemish. The book that I get on Saturday has no blemishes like that whatsoever, and the worst that it has is like a little bend at most. But hopefully, the binding on this book, on the book that I get come Saturday, does not have this issue. Now, I'm making it, now this, what's kind of funny is that, there we go. Now, to be fair, honestly, every time I open this book, it's kind of, well, it does fall apart, yes. It's kind of like, every time I open it, it seems like it's gluing it together, like it's trying to glue it back together. Which is really nice to know. But, yeah, it's still nothing that, it's such bullshit. Now, I did notice it, like, every time I open this book, I open it to the cover, it kept, like, the glue kept coming apart. I'm not coming apart, but kept doing that like, cracking sound. And that's fine if it's a hardcover, because that means that the binding is just making the binding tighter. Like, for omnibus, just making the binding tighter. But apparently for a softcover, that means, SpaghettiOs, the binding is coming apart. Now, it does have an eye, so I wonder if, like, yeah, the one I'll get for Saturday has an eye, too. I hope it doesn't, because then that probably means they'll have the same blemish. Yeah, how does that happen? Just how? But this one collects all the original graphic novels that came with the Couriers. You had the Couriers, then you had Dirt Bike Manifesto, then the Ballad of Johnny Funwrecker, and then Couscous Express. Now again, what's good about that book that I got, the copy that I got, it was $12. There's very, very, very few Image comics that are that cheap. Sorry, not Image comics. There are very, very few books on Amazon that I want from Image Comics that are that cheap. There is one, but it wouldn't be the last book I needed from that author, and it'd be so much I needed from that author. It's like, no, I'm not doing that. So, hopefully, the book I get, hopefully all of it will be worth it on Saturday. Now, Saturday, I did order other books along with the Couriers, but those are obviously going to be May books, including the second copy of the Couriers. And no, I won't be trying to return this copy. I'll just have 2 copies of the book. You know, whatever. And what I'll probably do is, like, to test out this blemish once and for all, when I do end up getting on reading the Couriers, I'll read this copy. So long as the other copy has no issues with binding, obviously. And then we'll see once and for all if as long as I'm careful with it, it was a fine blemish to have. You know, it's not much I want, of course, but it was like fine as long as I'm careful. I think it would be, but you never know. Now I do. So those of you who saw my way back when, you saw my comic haul for when I unboxed, when I showed off Coyotes, that was Christmas 2022. You will know that book also had the same blemish. And the only reason why I kept it was because it was the first book I ever got that was a pre-owned library book. But this is not a pre-owned library book, so it's really annoying. And it's the only reason why I kept Coyotes because that reason. I would have gotten, hell, if I got a second copy of Coyotes, had that been the case. Probably should have, but I didn't. But yeah. The Couriers by Rangwood. And that, as I say, is that. 16 books total. But again, like, it's just, I wish if anything, I wish if I had to pick one book for that binding issue to show on, if anything, it would be Arclight. Because at least Arclight, like, yeah, it's a book I really like, but it's the only book I had by Brian Graham, except for the other one I have. Second of, but you get the point. It was like, yeah, it was a book I kind of just got because I remember it being very similar in feel, at least, to From Under Mountains. So it kind of like, you know, one of those things. But yeah, very, very irritating that happened to begin with at all. But that, as they say, is that.